Sometimes I wish that I could just be someone else, or be like someone else. Maybe someone who has more willpower, or someone who has more motivation than me, someone who can get things done.
We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking. We're walking and talking with Helen Ryan.
Hey, walkers and talkers, if you're walking outside with me today, just start your walk and just a moderate pace, nothing too fast yet. Just going to give yourself a warm up. And if you're doing this indoors with me, same thing, just kind of march in place a little bit and start out slow. You don't even have to be walking to listen to this. You can be driving or doing some chores at home and just breathe along with us and roll your shoulders when we roll them and kind of feel for any tense spots. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Roll those shoulders, nice big rolls, roll them backward. And then roll them a little bit forward. So the breathing is something great that we can all do, and I don't think we do it enough throughout the day. Have you noticed when you get a little stressed or a little tense and you don't take deep breaths in, really, you kind of do those shallow breaths? So let's focus on that whenever we walk and whenever we listen to this. Let's focus on the deep breathing and really get that oxygen into our bodies. I think of it like an oil change, for the car. Oxygen just gets all the good stuff in and gets all the bad stuff out. Hold on to that pace right now. What do I mean when I say fake it? Now, I'm not talking about the bad kind of fake it, where you don't actually have any skills and you're just faking everything. That's not what we're talking about today. But I'm going to tell you a story first, and this will kind of explain a little bit more about it. In 2005, I taught my very first spin class, and I was terrified. Yeah, I taught aerobics back in the 80s and early 90s, but I hadn't been doing anything for so long. And this was after I lost the weight, and I'd only been spinning for a year. And other than that, I'd been just running my business and then hanging out with the kids. So I hadn't been around big groups of people for a long time. And I just remember how scared I was, because this was a small spinning studio where I had been spinning alongside these people for a year, and they were my friends. And they all came to my class. My first class, of course, was a primetime class, which was a little extra terrifying. Okay, go a little bit faster now. We're going to go for a little bit longer interval, but not too fast. So push a little bit of pace. And make sure you're breathing. Maybe give those shoulders a little roll. I probably over-prepared because I was so nervous. I created the music. I wrote it in my head. I listened to the ride over and over again and envisioned what I would be doing. I'd be sitting here, standing here, warm up, climbing, cool down. And then about a week before I taught that first class, I came in when no one was at the gym, and I rode probably 2 or 3 different times, different days. I rode the ride I was going to do so that I would know this is what the bike feels like. This is where the microphone is. This is the stereo. This is how it all works. And then I would see the room from the vantage point of the instructor. Yet, the day it came to teach that class, I was just so scared. And that's when I faked myself out. Okay, you're going to hold on to your pace still. We're going to go for about a minute or so. Hang on to that, because you're going to hear the rest of the story. So we got to walk to hear the story, right? It's kind of like you're generating stories with your sweat and with your burning of calories and with your gaining fitness. What I did is I channeled my favorite instructor. Now, he had, of course, taught hundreds, if not thousands of classes, and he was always confident. He always could handle any situation, and he could teach spin in his sleep. And he probably did a few times. One time he even forgot his spin shorts. He taught his class in jeans, and I think all of us group exercise instructors have had that kind of a day where we forget something and we just go ahead and teach anyway. I imagined what it felt like to be him. I imagined that I was him. I imagined I had the confidence. I imagined that I had taught hundreds of classes already, and this was just another walk in the park for me. Deep, deep breath in through the nose. So I smiled. I did my ride. I made eye contact because I wasn't me, I was him. And I felt much more confident, even though I know I was prepared. If I, in that moment, had just been Helen, who had never taught a spin class before, I probably would not have had such a successful class. But because I pretended to be Kirby, hi Kirby, then it was so much easier. And yeah, there were a few things that I needed to adjust, like the microphone and things that I learned while on the bike, class after class after class. But it really helped me get through the day to just pretend that I was not me. Got about 10 more seconds now. Hold on to that pace. Nice deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. A regular pace, not too fast, not too slow. That's what faking it is about. It's about giving yourself confidence. You already have the skill, you already have the know-how, but you don't have the confidence yet. And you're borrowing, quote unquote, borrowing that confidence from someone else. Excuse me, madame, but may I borrow your confidence for a moment? It's really like acting. It's called acting. Do you guys remember that from Saturday Night Live? I think it was John Lovitz, right? Acting. It's called acting. So it is acting in a way. You are acting when you put on your game face, right? If you've done any kind of performance, musical, dancing, any kind of sport, baseball, football, swimming, you have to put on your game face, become the athlete that you know you are, but you have to put on that face when you're in the middle of a performance, in the middle of a game. And that's the same thing as acting. It's just putting on your game face. You put on your game face when you go on a date. You put on your game face when you go for a job interview. You put on a game face when you meet a new client. So this is the same thing. It's putting on your game face, acting, faking it, all the same. And it's like magic. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. But we're going to go a little bit faster now, but for a longer period of time. So settle in there, relax your shoulders, relax your hands. Just keep that breathing going. Shake out your hands a little bit if you want to. Sometimes they get tight, especially if you're typing or if you're using your mouse all day. Your hands get really, really tight. So let's kind of shake them out while we're walking. Shake your hands out, shake your hands out. Yeah, yeah. It's more like shake your groove thing. Imagine yourself as you want to be. That's the secret. Imagine yourself as a you that you want to be. Let's take weight loss, for example. Imagine that you're the person who already makes better food choices, who already exercises consistently. The you that's not afraid to change. You are already this person. You know how to handle it when the holidays come around and you have 3 Christmas parties. You are already that person. That person already has the answers. Now, if you don't have all the answers, that's okay. Imagine that you're that person. Find someone in your mind that you already know, or someone even that you used to be, and take on their characteristics. What would they say? What would they do? How would they handle this? If you are trying to run a business, find people that are already successful in what you want to do and emulate them, but emulate the way they think, the way that their confidence comes across. You can emulate their body language. It's pretty amazing that making little tweaks to your body language actually helps focus your mind and puts you in that space. If you're all slumping and your hands are just hanging by your side and you're looking down, you're not going to project confidence. If you're nervous, but your chin is up, your shoulders are back, your hands are relaxed, you project confidence and you feel more confidence. Again, it's like that magic. Okay, we've got about 45 more seconds. I almost said minutes, but I didn't because that would be a really long walk, which is also good for you. Keep your breathing going. Deep, deep breath in. Hold on to your pace. Now, I am like a shy person. Usually, I know you wouldn't think so, especially if I'm teaching spin or group exercise, but I don't like to really be out in front of people. So when I have to do public speaking or when I need to be in front of people, I pretend like I'm someone who has no problem with that. Oh my gosh, honey, I have done this 10,000 times. And that's how I get through it. And that's how it usually all turns out pretty good. Slow that pace now. In a moment, we're going to do some shorter, faster sprints. Not yet, not yet. I know you're all excited, but we're going to not do them yet. You're going to go fast. You can run if you want, or you can just walk faster. If you're at home and you want to work harder, bring your knees up, bring your hands above your head, do big movements with your body, change what we call planes, be going from higher to lower, and that's how you get your heart rate up, and you'll boost your mood, and everything will be super nifty. Get ready? Here we go. Faster. Feel strong, feel confident. Right now, become the person who loves to go fast, who loves to work hard. Become that person right now, and you're just going to charge on down the road. Become that person who can overcome any obstacles on the way. Hey, you don't really feel like it? Well, this other person does. Become that person. Hold on to that pace now. We've got about 20 more seconds. Really feel the movement. Feel how good it feels to push your body just a little bit. Make sure you're breathing, though. Breathing is important. Stay with it. We're almost there. Feel that push, whether you're at home, indoors, outdoors, and then release. Slow it down a little bit. I'm a big fan of sticky notes. I'm a big fan of notebooks. I'm a big fan of writing things down. If you, for example, take whatever it is that your goal is and list some challenges that you know are going to come up along the way, and then answer them from the perspective of you, how you normally handle it, because we all got to look at the truth. And then you look at it from the perspective of the other person who you're trying to emulate. How would they handle it? How would they handle this challenge? If you're afraid of calling clients or doing some outreach to get more work, how would this other person handle it? Think of their confidence. Think of the way that they do it. Think of their smile. Think of their body language. Write the answers down. So that way, when you come across this problem, you already have the answer. You're already prepared. You know how to do it. Okay, we're going to go a little bit faster now. Pick up that pace. Actually, let's go quite a bit faster. Let's be confident. Really push it. If you're at home, bring those knees up. If you're driving, you can be breathing right now. You can roll your shoulders a little bit with hands on the wheel, of course. That person who likes to work hard, they're in charge right now. You got it. Feel that push. Feel that push. We're so lucky to be alive. We're lucky to be healthy. We're glad to be moving our bodies. Push it and think about the obstacles you're overcoming right now. Overcome those obstacles. Slow it down a little bit. Hold on to a pace that's not too fast, not too slow, maybe a little bit uncomfortable. Deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. When you're thinking about being in someone else's shoes, following someone who's already been successful, they've crushed it already. They know how to do it. They have the answers. You're going to find the answers. You're going to write down the answers. And when you hit that challenge or the situation where you're not as confident, you're going to already have the answers and you are going to crush it yourself. So here's a quick punch list. Emulate a successful role model, whether it's someone that you know or someone you used to be, because a lot of times we give up who we used to be and we forget that that personality is inside us. If you need to go back and channel that person, dig in there or find someone else who is already successful. Act like you're qualified, even if you don't think you are. Now, you do have to have some basic qualifications, but if there's something that you're missing or not 100% sure of your skills, act like you're qualified. Be confident. You can learn. When you're trying to overcome your fears and you emulate someone, if someone pays you a compliment, accept the compliment. Don't deflect it, because that helps grow your confidence inside. Remind yourself that you probably already have the skills that you need. If you dig deep, you already know how to do this. It's all okay. It's going to all be okay. You're just borrowing someone else's confidence. It's like a library card, right? Because you don't have to pay for it. And then write down some of the amazing things that you have accomplished that were scary, and maybe think about how you might have channeled someone or something from the past, and that you've used that before. You know how to do it already. But remember the things that you've done. You've done so many awesome things. You probably should write down some of the awesome things you've done, because that way you can remind yourself how great you really are. I faked it a lot in my life. I didn't know that I had the skills. I didn't have the confidence. At one point when I was a single mom, I got notified the day of a concert I was taking my son to that I was getting a photo pass, and I was also going to be interviewing the lead singers for one of the bands. And I, again, was terrified. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even have a camera. Now, I know that I can take good pictures. I'm not really good with a DSLR. I don't have a lot of practice with the different, shutter speeds and that kind of thing. But I borrowed a camera and I went and I took the pictures. And I was standing in the photo pit, but I watched the other photographers and I saw what they were doing, where they were standing. And I watched them and I emulated them and I became one of them. And that's how I ended up in the photo pit taking pictures of Lincoln Park. I borrowed the other photographer's confidence. Okay, we're going to go just a little bit faster now. We're going to end on a high note. We're going to borrow someone's confidence. Going to go for about a minute. I want you to really pick it up here. Breathe. Bring your shoulders back. Like we used to say in training, boobies out. Relax your neck, your chin. Keep your chin up. Don't let it sag down. Because you're confident, right? You're smiling. You're emulating someone who loves to charge down that street or in the park. And if you're walking your dog, emulate your dog. Oh my gosh, they're so happy. Be happy. Be goofy. Be your dog. I like it. Hold on to your pace now. We're almost there. Breathe. Really feel that confidence. Become the confidence. Kind of like, you are the confidence. You are one with the confidence. Hold on to that pace. Keep on going. Keep on trucking. We're almost there. And you've got it at 3, 2, 1. Boom. And relax a little bit. Now you're just going to kind of mosey towards wherever you came from, your home, your office. Deep breath in. Shake out your hands. Roll those shoulders. Remember to roll them both ways. I don't know about you, but I tend to roll my shoulders back, but we also should roll them forward. Back and forward. Get all that tension out. You can drop your chin. Now you can drop your chin. It's okay. And you're going to look a little bit towards the left, but always keep your eyes on the road if you're outside. And then roll it over to the right. Stretch out your neck. Bring it back to the center and bring your chin up. If you're doing this at home, make sure you stretch. And if you're walking outside, then when you get back, do some stretching your calves, your shins, your hips, even the front of your thighs, shoulders, low back sometimes. Just do some few hip rolls. Pretend like you're hula dancing. I don't know if they roll their hips when they hula dance. It's important to stretch afterwards, even if it's quick, even if it's just a couple of minutes. Go find that confidence and go fake it.